Welcome to the City Lights Sports Card Podcast. This is episode number 3. I'm TJ,
DJ.
and this is a place for collectors who like the hobby a little quieter. No hype, no yelling about comps, just cards, stories, and the reason we still love collecting. So whether you're sorting a box late at night, driving home from work, or just taking a break from the noise, you're in the right spot. Grab a card, grab a drink, and let's talk hobbies.
It's
DJ.
oh, what do you? Oh, you got a red Solo cup.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Throwing it back. It's definitely a drinking day.
Yeah.
Um, I've got sake. I
Okay.
mean, I've been going water and beer and sake. I'll have wine. Just gonna always change it up. I'm a cultured man. What can I say? Don't don't fucking judge me.
I'm gonna do a cheese plate next one.
Got
Meat,
a
meat and
charcuterie
cheese. I'm
board
gonna have a whole
spread.
charcuterie board just
I
ready
think
to
what you need to
go.
do is get like a private chef grilling steaks in the back one night. Set off the smoke alarm in the house. It'd be great. You're in the
Not
basement.
with my blurred backroom basement here.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Mazel.
So for those wondering, I was gonna do a little 7 and 7, a little Seagram 7 and 7. Um, but I decided to just go Seagrams or 7 and Seltzer because I didn't have any 7 Up. And it's not bad. It's not bad.
Probably
What
also
are
not
the
good.
what it's also not good. You're absolutely right. What are the little oranges?
The
The
mandarin oranges, the
yes, yeah.
cuties.
So this is Mandarin Orange, Seltzer and Seagram 7. It's not it's not the best, but it's not the worst either. So, and it's a red solo cup. So,
There's so many things I want to say, but because we're on a podcast now, I can't say them.
well, let's jump into it. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about Bowman, right? There's
Hmm.
so much stuff around Bowman. I see questions about Bowman all the time. There's a lot of misunderstanding about what Bowman is. Where is it primarily a prospect set? Is it like there's vet base in there, and there's or not vet base, but yes, there is vet base. Um, but there's rookie cards in there. There's first Bowmans. We're gonna go over all what they are and like have a better understanding of what Bowman is, so that the next time you buy Bowman, you're not confused.
Yeah.
Bowman's one of my favorite sets. How do you feel about Bowman, DJ?
I like Bowman. I like Bowman. Bowman's always been a classic staple from the early 90s when I first started really collecting it. Probably around like 91, Mariano Rivera, rookie year type stuff. Like those old classic ones with Manny Ramirez too was a classic Bowman card that was just like one of my favorite ones to have growing up.
Right.
Um, I like it. I like how the set's evolved. And it's by evolved, I mean it's not a set that has a shit ton of inserts. It's a set that has a lot of parallels.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that's for sure.
so that's where I feel like it's actually a pretty cool set. Um, the other thing about it though is like you have to know that to your point, people are always like, well, what am I getting? What am I doing here? Who the hell is this guy? I've never even heard
Right.
of him. Why isn't this Aaron Judge? So it's like
Hmm.
you're getting all of the prospects, the up and coming players, the double A, the triple A guys, the guys who have signed their first professional contract or getting their first Bowman cards. Um, so it's a really cool set in my opinion. It's got some great look to it. They have some great inserts to it since the inserts are much smaller than that of like a flagship or that of like Stadium Club even. You don't have many inserts to have to sort through. So the ones that you do like out of it are pretty consistent and pretty good and enjoyable to collect, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really like what you said, how there's not a ton of inserts, and there's definitely not a ton of inserts compared to like a say a flagship or a Chrome or something like that set that comes out. But you're absolutely correct with the amount of parallels. Bowman and probably is one of the larger parallel sets that comes out during the year, especially like you get Bowman Draft, which actually just came out, and then you get Bowman Baseball, then you get Bowman Chrome, Bowman Sapphire. They didn't release it this year for 25, but Bowman Sterling. So there's a bunch of different sets, and there's always a lot of confusion around Bowman. So I really wanted to put this episode together. Um, to just kind of give a little bit of background of what Bowman is, in terms of like where it falls in the hierarchy of like flagship and if we talk stadium club or whatever else. But like I said, Bowman is bar none one of my favorite sets that comes out every single year. So Bowman is a prospect set, right? It's composed mainly of players that are in their team's farm system from rock leagues or ROK, which is also called rookie leagues. To single A all the way up to triple A. So if you're unfamiliar what the levels are, like I said, Rock before ROK is a rookie league. So DJ, what do you know about the rookie league? Anything that you can share with the what the rookie league is?
No.
No. Well, just gonna see if you could. So the rookie league is for guys that just got signed. They're usually younger guys, especially if they're international guys like 16 or not
16 years
16,
old,
but
yeah.
17, 18 years old, like guys that have never played any type of like professional ball or anything like that. They usually get sent to a farm team's um ROK league, and usually they're like out west, Arizona, California.
Yep.
You see a lot of them on the West Coast because they get to play year round in these rock leagues. How about single A? Can you tell us what single A ball is?
Nope.
No, you don't know what
Nope.
single A ball is either.
Nope. Haven't learned that one yet.
All right. So single A is the very first level of professional baseball. It's it's guys coming out of college, it's guys coming up from the Rock League. So single A is the very first step of getting to the major leagues. Double A, I'm not even going to ask you. I'm not even going to ask you. And I'm just going to say it's the middle of the road when it comes to single A, triple A, MLB play, right? And
I
then
could have
triple
answered
A,
that one.
triple A. Do you want to do triple A for me?
Triple A is the top tier in the minor leagues.
You got it, buddy.
You're the cream of the crop in the minors,
Yes.
You're the best of the best out of the guys who are going to make their debuts, basically, in hopes that they're going to make their debuts. Those are the guys who are most likely to get a cup of coffee towards the end of the season. And what I mean by that, getting a cup of coffee is getting a call up, and it's a very short period of time. You might get 15 at bats, but it's like they need to slot somebody in. They want to give reps to somebody. They want to see how they meld with the players. They want to see what their reaction is to playing under the brightest lights that you possibly can play under. But yeah, AAA is your top tier talent that has all the makings to get to the major leagues potentially. Some AA guys do get that call up. Some guys skip single A and double A and go right to AAA or into the majors. It's happened before, a handful of players, but it's one of those things though. AAA is where your top tier talent's at.
Right, exactly. And for double A and triple A too, they have guys that are current, like whether they're a veteran on the team, if they're coming back from rehabbing an injury or something like that, sometimes they'll get sent down to double A or even triple A. More often, if I'm not mistaken, more often than not, they're going to go to triple A to rehab that because then that
So a
that
weird thing about that is it's also dependent upon play schedule. So especially with pitchers may get sent to a double A because they know that they can get 2 games in or innings in and then pick up close to where the team is located for their next
Oh, okay.
road trip or something like that. So double A does get used pretty frequently as well. Um, but it's all dependent upon team location for next Major League Baseball games. And that's why
Right.
that time kind of plays in to sometimes you'll see like Justin Verlander, for example, doing a rehab stint at a double A place because it's much closer to where when he was with the Astros, where they were going to be playing their next series.
Right. Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. And the reason that we bring this up, guys, is because it's important to understand what the levels of baseball are. Because, like I said, Bowman is predominantly a prospect set. So a lot of the guys that you're going to pull from there are going to be names that you don't necessarily know, unless you are kind of ingrained in your teams or even into like the prospect organization. Whether it's like the Florida Complex League or the Arizona Complex League, depending on like where your team is at and stuff like that. But me, I'm a big fan of prospecting. I think that's one of the more fun parts of the hobby is going through the list and taking a look and looking guys up. I feel like it brings me closer to baseball, especially like learning who these younger guys are, what teams they're playing for, and stuff like that. And I'm going to ask you, DJ, at the end of the episode, I'm going to ask you for a prospect that you are excited to potentially see either this year or maybe in the next year or two,
Okay.
next few seasons.
Yeah.
I
I got
have
my answer.
somebody.
I got my
I,
answer.
you got your okay. So then we're gonna save that for the end.
Okay.
I I have an idea.
You
I have
think
an
you know who
idea.
my answer is?
I I have an idea, but I could be
I
wrong.
have two and they play on the same team.
Okay, then maybe I'm wrong. I only have one, and I've been a big fan of this kid for a couple years now. I really like and he got an invite to go to spring training last year, and I was really hopeful that he was going to make the opening day roster, but sadly he did not. But
His cat
I'm
died.
really looking forward to seeing his debut hopefully soon.
I
Hopefully
think
soon.
your guy is way different than my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I have three. I just picked another one right off the
Oh,
top of the
man. I
bat
only
here.
came I only came with one. I mean, I have some younger guys that I really like, which we can talk about then, but I only have one guy that I'm really excited to hopefully see get a call up. I'm really hoping it's this year, but
Things not to say out loud amongst other people for $500. I
we'll
have a couple
see.
young guys that I really like.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I have young pros. Whatever.
Young
Let's let's
baseball prospects.
let's
Yes, absolutely. No, I
let's
agree. I have my three are all from the same team, oddly enough.
That's going to be interesting because now I feel like I'm off your track. So anyway, let's talk about Bowman cards, right? So Bowman cards, like I said, is going to be predominantly a prospect set. So more recently, about a week ago, the Bowman draft cards came out. 2025 Bowman draft cards came out. Bowman draft is not a terribly accessible product to most people, to most collectors. The boxes with the three autos in there, which are called jumbo boxes, retail on tops for 649 if I remember correctly. So that's $650.
Yep.
I mean, you get a decent amount of cards inside of this box. But again, $650 as the starting point, and they're when they hit secondary markets like Steel City,
Yep.
Blowout, Dave and Adams, and stuff like that, they're like 950 a box or something like that. So you see an immediate $300 to $400 increase on those boxes. And then they have super jumbo boxes, which is essentially double the box. So you're getting six autos out of that one. And that one is 849 at Topps release, I believe. And then you see generally a $300 to $400 price spike on the secondary market. So you're looking at about 1149 for
Crazy.
a box of that. One thing that I thought was cool this year that they did, Topps is releasing a mega box for draft, which they have never done before. So a mega box is going to definitely be more accessible to most people. That's going to retail around 59.99, which I think is cool because the last couple of years, like Skeen's first Bowman, right? Paul
Yep.
Skeen's first Bowman was 2023 Bowman, right? And that only or Bowman draft, excuse me. And that only you could only get his first Bowman from 23 draft, right? And
Yeah.
then you had other guys that had their first Bowman last year. So like Jacob Wilson had his first Bowman last year. That was in draft. Nick Kurtz had his first Bowman.
Yep.
That was also in draft. So some of these cards, unless you're buying singles after the fact, some of these cards are just not accessible from draft. So I think it is cool that they're doing a mega box for draft at 59.99. And it's basically like your typical Bowman mega box where you get the two Mojo packs in it. And then you get the five base packs and stuff. But
I
again,
think
I think that's a good idea.
I think it's worth noting that what we're saying basically is now people are going to have the opportunity to get Bowman draft cards,
Right.
whereas they wouldn't have before.
Right.
And for everybody out there who's unfamiliar with what like we're talking about specifically with Bowman draft, is these aren't going to be the players mainly that you're seeing in the major leagues. So if you're very surprised when you're opening up a box and you're like, who the hell are all these guys? You're potentially getting cards that are these first players cards, which dependent upon how well a player performs, dependent upon, their ability and the ability of the team that they're playing for and the needs that the team has, you might have a first card of somebody who gets called up relatively quick or a very hyped
Right.
prospect that's, people are chasing after or wanting and stuff like that. So the draw to these boxes really is about getting these first cards of these players who aren't in Major League Baseball yet, but will potentially make an impact in Major League Baseball. And those are going to give those cards, I hate to say it, more value, but we know how the card market is, so to speak. This isn't about value, what we talk about, but that's what these cards lend to, is because it is their first card of all time. And with that being said, uh, when you're getting a first card, there's a way to collect. And it's, again, as I always say, collect what you like what you collect. There's so many different parallels to this product that you can get, a numbered, a sequentially numbered, card that's numbered to 99, numbered to 150, numbered to 499, and they all have different designs. Some of them will have mini diamonds to them, some of them will have ice crackle to them, some of them will have, bright yellows and stuff like that, and they're all parallels that are numbered. So it's like, you do you have any that you are, as a collector for this set, what you enjoy out of this set?
For me, yeah, I mean, I love Bowman. Like I said, having a first Bowman, whether it's paper, or whether it's Chrome, doesn't I obviously I prefer Chrome. I just think Chrome is a nicer card than paper. But when it comes to having a first Bowman, I love that card. And for those of you that don't know what a first Bowman is, before we talk about it, so a player's first Bowman card is their first professional baseball card, for it in their team's uniform, right? So like you have all these different players. So like two of the top guys in the 25 draft, are Eli Willits, who plays for the Washington Nationals, and Cade Anderson, who plays for the Seattle Mariners. So you can get their first Bowman this year, which again is their first professional card in their team's uniform. So that's what a first Bowman is. It's not a rookie card, because they don't get a rookie card until they've made their professional debut. And that's where a lot of confusion happens, I think, for a lot of people. And I don't mean to
No, no, I'm here for it.
sidetrack
No,
this
we're all in the
conversation
same vein with this, so it makes sense. It's good
about
discussion point.
about parallels. But a first Bowman card is not a rookie card, right? So the way that this works is somebody gets their first Bowman, right? So we'll use Eli Willits for example, number one pick in the draft this year, the biggest chase in the Bowman draft product. So he just got his very first Bowman card, and it'll say on it first Bowman. Now that again is not a rookie card, and I see them mislabeled all the time. Now Bowman Baseball is going to come out in April. So Bowman Baseball is a completely different set. Bowman Baseball is going to have your first Bowmans in it. So I think for Bowman Baseball this year, you're going to see. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ethan Holiday as the cover boy on the box this year, because he was the second pick. He between Willits and Holiday, I think Holiday obviously has the name,
Yeah,
from his dad and his brother and stuff like that. But I think he's going to be a bigger chase. I think he's going to be similar to his brother was a huge chase in Bowman 23, if I remember correctly.
he was massive.
Um, a lot of there were very, very high expectations for him. So I think with Ethan, who, from my understanding, got a better prospecting report than Jackson did, as well. So I think like when it comes to power and slugging, he was better than Jackson coming into the league. But regardless, so Ethan Holiday will be a big chase. So Ethan Holiday does not have a first professional card yet. He does not have a card in a Rockies uniform. However, he will come this April when Bowman comes out. So again, a Bowman card is not a rookie card. So you get your first Bowman. So back to Eli Willits. He just got his first Bowman. When Bowman Baseball comes out in April, he's going to have another Bowman card, but this time it's not going to have the first Bowman designation on it. It's going to be just a straight up prospect card, because he already had his first Bowman card. Now he's got his second professional card in his team's uniform, but it's not a first Bowman. It's considered what's called a prospect card. So it would be almost like this year, for example, Nick Kurtz had his rookie card, right? So it said the RC badge on it. Now, next year, he's going to get his Gold Cup card for sure. But that's going to be considered a vet card. Second year and above, that's going to be his vet card. So it's kind of the same thing. They're kind of paralleling each other, right? So when Eli Willits is in the Bowman baseball set, which is going to come out in probably April or May, it's usually a spring release. that's going to be considered a prospect card, not a rookie card. And that's what it is. So when Bowman Baseball comes out in April, you're going to have your first Bowman cards, you're going to have your prospect cards, you're going to have your rookie cards, and then you're going to have your veteran cards. So your veteran guys are going to be usually like the big stars. You're going to see Judge, you're going to see Ohtani, you're going to see Betts, you're going to see Harper, all those guys. You're going to see the second year rookies. You're going to see Wilson, Kurtz, Wood, Cruz. All of those guys are going to be in that set because the vet set that they do in there are all the superstars, are all the big names, and then you have your rookie cards in there. So when it comes to parallels, some of my favorite parallels are definitely the true colors. I love the true colors, and we're
Yeah.
we're going to get into the true colors and what they are. There's some of the more collectible Bowman cards. um, Mini diamonds are some of my favorites. Um, and I really love my favorite rookie cards are the out of 499 refractors. I
Really?
freaking love those cards. I love first Bowman cards and rookie cards, serial stamped or like whatever stamped out of 499 refractors. I freaking love those cards.
Is there
They're
any
so
reason in
like
particular?
I feel like the refractor, like whether it's just a chrome refractor, like a base chrome refractor, I feel like refractors are starting to get the love that they deserve. Because if you look back some of the early 2000s, some of the early 2000 refractors are now starting to get a little bit of love, and they're being valued more as well.
Mm.
Like, and I'm talking about like the first refractors that came out in like Topps
Yeah.
Finest and
Yeah.
Pristine and stuff like that, like in the early 2000s. I feel like refractors are starting to get a little bit more love, but to me, when it comes to modern and ultra modern card, I think that the refractor is one of the most iconic, in my
Sure.
opinion, when it comes to um ultra modern and modern cards. Like I just do. I think it's a true classic.
I mean, it's
Um
like going to a food court in a mall, you know what I mean? Like you have all your classics in there. You have your fast food places, your Chinese food, your burger joints and so on and so forth. And it's like picking your favorite. You go pick your
right.
favorite, and that's your favorite that you're picking out of it.
Hmm.
Because you do have all those options that are in there.
Right.
Like you go into any food court across America and it's like literally the same thing, you know, that way. And that's how Bowman's product is every year. It's the same exact thing every year, but just with more options now. And it's like
Hmm.
your tried and true is your 499 refractor.
Yeah, I just the refractor rookie card, it's got like it's got everything that you want on it. It's the
Yeah.
rookie card, it's the first Bowman, it's serial numbered, it's like it's
It's
shiny and
it's also,
oh
and for what it's worth, it's also accessible. It's much
yeah,
more of an
yes.
accessible card than that is lower numbered. And having any serial numbered card, in my opinion, of a player, whether it be their rookie card or their first Bowman or their prospect card, is always good to have.
Hmm.
If said player is someone you collect, or if that's a card that you're collecting so you can then trade up or trade down or sell whatever you want to do with it, you're always going to get some more value out of something that has a serial number on it
Right.
regardless. you know so I mean, it's nice to see them getting the love that they've deserved for a long time, but also that they do deserve.
Yeah. I mean, they're just like I said, I think when it comes to modern and ultra modern cards, I feel like I'm hoping that the hobby's moving in the direction that the refractor starts to get a little bit more love. I feel like there's so many refractors that it's so easy to overlook them.
Yeah, that's the
Like you
other thing.
get so many
Yeah,
refractors.
you have cracked
It's
ice refractors, and you have
right,
atomic refractors, and you
right.
have also there's just a plethora of refractors.
I'm just talking about like the straight up
Yeah,
like rainbow refractor. It's
yeah.
serial numbered 499. I just think that's one of my favorite cards. Like
I
it
mean,
really
well,
it's just a classic to
for
me.
conversation purposes in regards to refractors here. So for this set that just came out for 2025 Bowman Draft, right? That just came out in 2026 on January 14th. You're looking at approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 25 refractors.
Yeah.
Whether it's a red lava, a blacks, black X, orange, gold, yellow, yellow reptile, green grass, green refractor itself, steel metal, aqua reptilian, aqua wave, blue, fuchsia reptilian, sparkles, your nickname in high school,
Don't
purple,
say that out loud.
extractor, and blue refractor, and then the regular refractor. Um, yeah. You have a lot of refractor options out there for this
Yeah.
product.
There definitely is. And while we're on this, let's talk about the true colors and the collectability of the true colors too, because
Yeah.
we all know that, like when you if you know Bowman, you know that the true colors are uh the most collectible out of all those. So those are going to start. We call them true colors, right? Like in the
Why?
hobby, we call them
What
true
are they
colors.
called true colors for, and what does that mean?
So true color means that it's a blue refractor. It's just a straight up blue border around the card. It's numbered to 150. It's just the true blue. Okay. So you're gonna have, let's see, we have our out of 150 true blue. Okay. And that doesn't have any design on it. It's just a straight up blue refractor, and
Hmm.
that's it. It's numbered to 150. Then we have our greens, so our true greens, which is going to be out of 99. Again,
Hmm.
these are the most collectible cards. These are some of the most sought after Bowman first, especially too.
Yeah.
Okay. So not just prospect cards, not just vet cards, not just rookie cards, but when it comes to true Bowman collecting, the true colors are the ones that are highly sought after, especially everything from like 50 down. Like that's where we really start to see that high level of collectability. So we have, again, just to restart it, we have our out of 150 blue, we have our out of 99 green. And again, these are just all true colors. I have all these cards. It just feels
No
obnoxious to
free
have
shout
to,
outs.
keep showing. Yeah, exactly. If you want to say tops, if you want to send me a box of draft, I'll gladly show off what we. But I'm not buying it. I'm not
Yeah.
buying it. Okay, I'm not
Tops,
buying
if
it.
you send us a box of draft, each one of us, I will donate all of my cards
Right. Yeah.
from that
Exactly.
box.
Exactly. And then you have, so now we're really starting to get into the high collectability. The blue 150 is definitely a fan favorite. The green out of 99 is a big fan favorite. But now we're really getting into those low numbers, those super super short print runs. 75 out of 75 is the yellow, the true yellow.
Yep.
Out of 50 is the true gold, which is really really collectible card. Especially in with first Bowman. You have your orange 25s. Again, a very, very highly collectible card, highly sought after card. Even for like the lower end guys too. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, the Eli Willits and the Kate Andersons and the is it Jojo Parker?
Yep.
Like those are some of the bigger guys. Like, so it's not just for them. Like it's also for guys that like are gonna just get a cup of coffee in single A, or a
Yeah.
guy that's gonna just get a cup of coffee in triple A, like where they make a stop there and then we never hear from them again and they're coaching, D2 ball somewhere. And again, this is it's no hate whatsoever, but what I'm telling you is that the collectability of these cards is very, very high no matter who the player is.
Correct. And
Okay?
also you have to figure that even those lower end prospects, some of those guys wind up becoming
Right.
really substantial players in the game, you know?
Right,
So
exactly.
the collectability is there. So you have gold 50, orange.
Right. Orange is to 25. You have your black out of 10. You have your red out of 5, and then you have your one of one superfractor, which obviously is like the big chase of the series,
The product.
obviously. And the Eli Willits one of one superfractor auto was pulled, of course, by a breaker on day two. So the biggest chase card in Bowman draft was pulled on the second day. No
Did you hear
free
that
no
the
free
Dan
shout outs. We're
Marino?
not going to say who it was.
Did you hear that
We're not
Dan
going to say.
Marino, the 101 Dan
I
Marino
did
auto?
see that. I saw that today, but I believe that was not pulled by a breaker.
It wasn't. It was pulled by somebody and then it was reposted by that person's friend saying he pulled this. I know him personally.
Yeah.
It's not a breaker. So that was nice to see
That's
for
cool to
once.
see because that's another big chase. So for those of you that don't know, they take NFL players. and they give them their first Bowman. So the 2013 Tom Brady for the Expos Superfractor, from my understanding, has still never been found.
Correct.
But what they do is they put
And also the one that if baseball doesn't work out, football doesn't work out, there's always
there's
baseball.
always
That one's never been
baseball.
found either.
Yeah. So like they've had John Elway in there.
Yep.
And DJ, I'm going to ask you to talk about a new favorite of yours that you were just telling me about recently because I really like those too. But just
Gladly.
to cap off with the football players, I think it's a really cool thing that they do. You got Dan Marino, you got Russell Wilson, John Elway, um, Tom Brady, just to name a couple off the top of my
Mhm.
head that I can remember. But
Remember
I
when
think that's a
Tim
cool.
Tebow played baseball?
I do remember. I think I have his I don't know if it's a first or if it's a prospect card, but I know that I definitely have a Bowman of his in a Mets uniform.
Crazy.
I think he's running from third base or running to third base.
I don't think he
But
knew where he was running.
yeah. He was looking for somewhere to Tebow.
Yeah,
But
Tebow.
yeah, so DJ, tell me about these I don't want to call them retro Bowmans, but we are going to talk about the retro Bowman logos because I love
So
those.
I have three inserts that I really love from Bowman Draft. There are probably five in total that I like, but there are three that I really love. One being is the inaction. Those are the
Hmm.
inaction cards. It looks like an action figure, like in a like when you would go to the toy store as a little kid and everything like that. And for me, it was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
in the plastic and everything, and you'd see them there and have a picture of them on it and say Turtles. Well, that's what they did with Bowman. They did an in-action figure, so it looks like players in there as an action figure. Really cool concept. Those are all parallel numbered too, so you can get your orange 25 with an auto, five of red, so on and so forth. They're just a really unique thing because they also come with like the hanging aspect of them, so like
Yeah.
as if they were hanging up. So they're really neat and fun. Kind of a new design that Topps came out with that was a really interesting way for them to display an action pose for a baseball player as well as a homage to action figures.
Right.
Um,
And just so we know, the inaction inserts only come in Bowman Draft. You can't get them in Bowman Baseball or Bowman Chrome or anything like that. So that's an exclusive insert to Bowman Draft only.
Correct. I love the retrofractors.
Yeah.
So you were going through when you were going through your information about like the parallels and the numbers, the true blue, the green, the yellow, the gold, so on and so forth. And the gold being like that's when you're really getting into the numbers, the lower numbers, 50 and under, that
Right.
people go nuts about because the golds look good on anything. I actually picked up a gold Ty Cobb for a Bowman
Yeah.
not too long ago, and I look at that card like probably like three times a day
Hmm.
because it's like this is such a sick card, and Ty Cobb has his first Bowman card now,
Yeah.
and then so basically what the retrofractors are is they follow the sequential order of everything in terms of parallels as they're numbered and whatnot, and then the bordering, as we discussed. But it's players of the previous era of baseball, or the America's pastime, that are getting their first Bowman cards. So you have like a Lou Brock, you have like a fuck. Why can't I
Back
think of
up.
somebody's last name? You have Pete
Perez.
Rose, you have Sandy Koufax, you have Tony Perez, you have Bob Gibson,
Yeah.
you have all these guys, classic players. And what I love about that is it's giving people who don't know who those players are insight into who those players are and how they shape the game to be where it is today. So it's a good little homage. It's also a good little collectability thing because you're bringing back older product, so to speak, in a way to get new collectors into collecting older product. So I love those. The retrofractors are so sick. And then the other one that I absolutely love is so simple, and you informed me that now it's a case hit in this year's set, and it wasn't previously, but Spotlight.
Yeah.
Spotlight's so sick. It's such a simple design. It's literally like, as if you were in a police interrogation room. Never been there. And you have the spotlight over the guy, and it's the guy instead of throwing the ball, he's standing with a bat on his shoulder, whatever it may be, in some sort of pose. But it's all black with a spotlight on him, and it's just got the Bowman Chrome logo on the bottom and everything like that, and their name. And you can get those serial numbered as well. Those follow suit as well. I could actually do a little screen share here and give the people what they want.
Yeah, right. Instead of our mugs
Stupid
just talking
faces.
about the cards,
So we
people
yeah,
can actually see them, which is probably not a bad idea.
yeah, probably not a bad idea. So this is Spotlight right here. This is what a spotlight card looks like. It's awesome. It's so simple. It's so undeniably easy on the eye. It's very, very high contrast too, because it's an all black backdrop with a white imagery of light on it. So it really kind of makes the player pop. These are great. The other two that I wanted to showcase were in here. I have all of our information about our stuff. These are the etched in glass, and these are reminiscent of what a stained glass window would look like, but they didn't do it's not clear for these cards. It's just pressed on there as like a backdrop image, but they're very cool looking cards. This is a first Bowman card, as you can see, as TJ was explaining earlier. First Bowman will have that denoting that is a first Bowman card. And then probably the newest one that I think I may be moving up on in regards to cards that I love from the set are the crystallized. And these are just
Yeah,
dynamite looking cards.
agreed.
Uh, that's Connor Griffin, Pittsburgh Pirates. You have a gold. This is numbered at a 50, so it lends to the color palette and everything, goes really nicely with it. But even if you pulled somebody in a Yankees uniform or a Dodgers uniform or a Florida Marlins uniform and it's gold background, it's going to look awesome. Uh,
Right.
and these cards just have such sick eye appeal. And why I kind of say what I said about the spotlight is the same thing that I say about these. They give to that kind of just, they lend to that whole entire aspect of like focusing on the player. It's a very minimalistic design in terms of what could be on the front of the card, where it's just got the Bowman Chrome, it's got the stamp. It doesn't have the player's name, it doesn't have anything else. There's nothing detracting from it. It just is a focused on that player card with a beautiful, obviously, crystallized background that they are describing it as. So
Yeah, and
those are the ones that I think rock.
the color match that you get on the crystallized too are unbelievable. Like the
It's
A's with the green geodes on
oh
them,
yeah, dude.
dude.
And they're highly collectible. They're highly like they're highly sought after. They're really kind of just cards that kind of they have eye appeal. You stop and look at these cards when you see them.
Right.
If you're at a card show, if you're in a card shop, if you're at somebody's house, if you're looking online, you go, "Oh shit, what is that?" Because it just pops at you.
Hmm.
So those would be my inserts.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm I mean, I have a ton of inserts too, but I'm just gonna call out one because it's just my favorite. It was one of my favorite kind of cards to collect when I was younger too. The Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh
You
yeah.
can't beat the bar. You can't beat the Garbage Pail Kids. They did its own set, an MLB X GPK Garbage Pail Kids set back in 22. Unfortunately, I missed that, but I did buy some singles of it because they're just fun cards. It's a really cool throwback to when I first started collecting cards. But now it's a and it's modern or ultra modern
Yeah.
phase. So that's just one that I'm going to call out. So if you've never seen what a Bowman Pail Kid looks like, definitely go check it out. They're really cool. I don't own one. It is a goal of mine, however, this year to get a Garbage Pail Kid. I have my eye set on a couple of them. Last year, the big goal was obviously completing the 25 HFA set, but also to get my hands on a hidden gem. Excuse me, which I did. So the goal this year is to get my hands on a Garbage Pail Kid. Because like I said, I love Bowman. I could spend 2 hours talking about Bowman. But before we wrap this whole thing up, I just want to go over the different types of formats for Bowman
Oh
because
yeah.
I think that those can get confusing as well. Just so people have an understanding of what each one of the formats is. So the first one that releases within the calendar year is Bowman Draft. So that's usually a winter. Last year it came out a little bit earlier. in December. This year it came out in January, so not too far behind, but you're going to see that as an early winter release, December, January. The next Bowman release that we're going to get is Bowman Baseball. Now, Bowman Baseball is a completely different series. It's going to have completely different players in it. You're going to see rookie cards in there. You're also going to see veteran cards in there. Your prospect cards, which Bowman is what Bowman is, and your first Bowman as well. That's usually a springtime release. That's like an April, May release. So you can probably start looking for information about that in like March, when they'll start doing some campaigns about it. The next one up, one of my favorite sets that comes out, definitely a top three for me, is Bowman Chrome. Bowman Chrome is a late summer, early fall release. That is going to be you're going to get more international prospects in that set than you are where I don't want to say like domestic prospects, but Bowman Baseball, which is going to come out in the spring, you're going to see more guys that are based in the United States.
Yeah.
Whereas Bowman Chrome, when that comes out in late summer, early fall, that is where you're going to see a lot more of the international guys. Bowman Sapphire, which is very, very high end. You're looking on aftermarket prices in the thousands for these boxes. So Bowman Sapphire mirrors Bowman Chrome. Usually within a month of Bowman Chrome dropping is when Sapphire comes out, and then finally the last one, which doesn't have first Bowmans in it, has prospect cards in it, a ton of different inserts, which is Bowman's Best, which is like a midwinter release.
Yep.
Topps had put the pre-order up for it a couple weeks ago. It was supposed to go live on like January 4th or something like that, and then they pulled it. But Bowman's Best is kind of like this wild set with all these crazy inserts in them. They had shots with the kid last year, which were all pictures of prospects that Ken Griffey Jr. took a couple years ago. They did Randy Johnson.
Yep.
So you get some really cool stuff in there. And let's just go over the format for releases. DJ, anything that you want to add to what we just talked about?
No, no, those are you nailed all of those. I have to say, product wise, at least excitability, Bowman's Best is my
Yeah.
favorite. Probably because of the inserts. Uh,
Right. Yeah.
but outside of that, all the products definitely have their appeal to them.
Yeah, for
I
sure, for sure.
yeah.
So just we'll run through format releases real quick and then we'll wrap this up. So Bowman Draft usually only comes in a hobby jumbo or a super jumbo. New the last 2 years, I think, 24 and 25, they have Breaker Delight boxes.
Hmm.
So a Breaker Delight box is not a box that you can get from the Topps website. A Breaker Delight box is 12 cards in a single pack. The draft Breaker Delight box this year retails at $975 for
Oh, that's
12
it?
cards. Yeah, just 900, just $975. And usually the only place to get them is through either your LCS, your local card store, local card shop.
Yeah,
Um,
usually you have to pawn off one of your children to cover
yeah.
it.
Yeah. So again, like we said, Bowman Draft is not a super accessible product to everyone. You're
Yeah.
going to be spending 600 to 1,000, 1,100, $1,200, depending on what you buy. But like I said, new this year, they came out with the draft mega boxes, which I thought was really cool because again, it makes it more accessible to other people. Now, the most accessible set is definitely going to be Bowman Baseball. That's going to have your paper product in it. That's also going to have some chrome product in it. You get a really great mix of parallels and inserts, along with your first Bowmans and your rookie cards as well. So that's going to come in. That format is going to be Jumbo Hobby, which is three autographs. Single Hobby, which is two autographs, one autograph,
I'm
one.
Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy. Yeah, I don't remember. I probably should have wrote that down. I apologize. Breaker's Delight box. Again, you're gonna get in a Breaker's Delight box, you're gonna get 12 cards. It's gonna be nothing but hits. So you're gonna get your geometric, which is the only place that you can get the geometric refractors. They're like little squares or little like geometric circles or something like that. But
Shapes.
you can only get those in the Breaker Delight boxes. You get three autographs. So like I said, it's like four refractors, There's no base cards in it whatsoever, which is kind of cool. But again, a very, very pricey product. You're going to pay
Yeah.
about $600 for a Bowman Baseball Breakers Delight box. They also have retail blasters. Again, very accessible, about $30, 29.99. And a few weeks after Bowman Baseball comes out, they come out with the mega boxes. So mega box is going to be all paper in 5 packs. So you're only going to get paper cards in 5 packs. That's going to be a mix of first Bowman, prospect, rookie cards, and vet base. And then you get 2 special Mojo packs, which are going to have 5 Chrome cards in each one. That's going to have that Mojo overlay on it, and
The
some
tire tread.
the tire tread, right? They'll have numbered cards in there, and that's what people usually buy those for. But again, you're going to be spending $60 on just essentially 2 packs of cards. So
Yeah.
buyer beware on that
And
one.
then Bowman Chrome follows the same kind of formatting
Right.
in what Bowman Base has, which is you're just going to have 3 types. You're going to have Hobby, you have Breaker's Delight, you're going to have Mega Box, which all follow the same formatting that the Bowman Baseball do. And then there are 2 other products that are existing out there that are just hobby only exclusives, and that's Bowman Sapphire and Bowman's Best.
Correct.
Yeah. And so that's your Bowman breakdown. There's a lot to digest, and that's why this episode is as long as it is, because this product is a massive product. It's got so much to it, and it's very, very detailed and in depth with what you're getting. Like TJ was saying, your prospect cards, your first Bowmans, your rookie cards, your base player kind of all-star athletes that are going to be featured in this product
Right.
throughout the entire thing, throughout all of the iterations of this product. Um, I did so now we have to go back before we wrap, we have to go back to your question. Do you remember your question?
I do remember my question. My question is, who are some prospects, or who is a single prospect that you are looking forward to making a debut within this year, next year? Who you got for me?
Well, you said you thought you knew, and I said I have 3, and they all play on the same team, or they're all in the same organization. Do you have a guess?
So I was going to say Tony Blanco Jr. I know you
Correct.
recently started collecting him.
Correct.
I had a I'm so pissed off because in 24 I pulled I don't remember if it was his first Bowman or if it was his prospect, but I had a green grass serial number to 99 auto, and I sold it for like 27 bucks, and I have regretted it ever since because that's when my love for Bowman really started to take off, and
That's
I
funny.
wish I could get that card back for 27 bucks
Yeah, that'd
because
be
now
great.
I cannot get that card back for 27
Yeah,
bucks.
I fortunately got to see Tony Blanco Jr. Uh, Arizona, I'm lucky enough that I get baseball all year round. I get spring training, I get the fall league, I get the Cactus League, I get the All-Star games. This year, actually, spring training is going to be really cool because I get Team USA is going to be out here, so I'm going to go to a
Oh,
game
that's
for that.
right.
Yeah, so and then I go to see Diamondbacks because it's where I'm at.
Right.
So I get baseball all year round. So fortunately, though, prospect wise, I get to go to a lot of those games and see those guys play. I saw Charlie Condon play. I saw, Tony Blanco Jr. play. I've seen Corey Rozier play, who's a Boston prospect. Um, Benny Montgomery from the Rockies, Max Muncy from the A's, so on and so forth. Colson Montgomery from the White Sox, got to see him play. So Tony Blanco Jr. is the guy that I'm really like kind of all in on. He is an absolute unit of a human being. There's one other person that I have ever seen and met in person and shook hands with and talked to, and it frightened me how large this man was. It was Miguel Sano. Um, I was in Seattle, and Seattle was playing the Twins, and my buddy, long story short, we were on the field. And for the game, I got to meet Sano and Kyle Seager when he was still playing. And, but Miguel Sano is absolutely by and far one of the largest men I've ever seen in my life. So Tony Blanco Jr. falls into that same category. He's an absolute unit. I've seen him hit bombs. He wound up winning the home run derby for the fall league.
Right.
Uh, so the Pirates is the common theme here, which is Major League Baseball's Quad A club, in my opinion. Uh, You have Tony Blanco Jr., you have Bubba Chandler.
Yep.
So that's an exciting prospect to see because getting
He's
him
going to
on
have a rookie card this year.
correct. And he's going to be on the bump with Skeens this year. He's
Yeah.
definitely going to be pitching this year. So he's going to be exciting. And then Connor Griffin, the kid's an absolute stud. Everybody loves Connor Griffin. Everybody
Yeah.
sees him as like the next big thing. He reminds me of like a Jeff Kent. Um,
Yeah.
uh, so he's very, very slick with his defense. He's very, very, he's got a great arm. He's built, he steals, he runs, takes bags, and he's got a lot of plate discipline and puts the ball into different gaps on the field that I've seen like that a lot of Major League Baseball players can't even do.
So
I
to break
Joey
it
Gallo.
down in a more technical term, the dude hits piss missiles.
Yeah, the dude hits nukes. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolute fucking frozen rope piss missiles straight to the gap over people's heads
Yeah.
and turns doubles into triples.
Yeah. Dude
Um,
can mash.
Yeah, dude can mash. So those are my three prospects right now that I'm really kind of loving. I don't have any Connor Griffin cards. The market on him is through the roof and
Stupid.
in
Yeah.
to the sky right
I
now.
mean, rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Correct. And I think he was like double A player of the year, like whatever it may be. He's a stud, but I'm hoping that his market comes down a little bit so I can afford to kind of put just one of his cards in my collection. And
Yeah.
that's the big thing is like where you're at with Bowman, as you were talking about before, with prospects and rookie cards and first Bowmans. It's like there's no wrong thing to collect,
Right.
especially if you can get yourself a serial numbered card of somebody and it's early on in their career and say they go on to have an illustrious career. That's still going to be one, a coveted card in the hobby, a respected card in the hobby, a sought after card in the hobby. So there's always some value in that for down the line if the player succeeds at that level. But yeah, I kind of would love to snake one of his cards. There's another guy that's in the Rangers organization that my brother told me about because my brother works during the summertime. He works at the Hudson Valley Renegades,
Right.
which is an affiliate of the Yankees, and he works the like private bar there or some shit sometimes, and he gets to talk to like some of the scouts and stuff like that, and they just love chewing his ear off because he's just like us, loves talking about baseball. So he told me about some guy on the Rangers, and I can't remember his name, but he's an absolute stud, this guy was
Walcott.
saying. So it wasn't Wolcott.
No.
I'll have to look that up and I'll actually let you know, and I'm not gonna let our viewers know. I don't want to tell anybody.
We covet Bowman.
This
We
is
covet
mine.
Bowman. We
Yes.
covet Bowman. No,
Uh
but the reality is there's nothing more fun. Like I have three boxes right here. I know that we said we were not going to like show cards and stuff like that. There's two boxes right here and a third one over here. These are all just Bowman cards. One of my favorite things to do, like mid-season, like end of June, beginning of July, is grab one of these boxes from the last, and this is Bowman going back to 22. So a lot of these guys that I'm looking at in here are just starting to make their professional debuts, or are starting to get talked about at the AAA.
yep.
But going through and looking at the old Bowman cards, like I had a Nick Kurtz Bowman first paper last year that I got from a Bowman draft pack. I only bought two packs last year. Um, and I was going through it like right around the time that he started to break. So it was right around the time that Jacob Wilson got hurt,
Yeah.
which I want to say was like middle end of July,
July-ish. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say
where
too.
Kurtz, it was like Wilson went down and Kurtz was like here to fill his shoes.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to go back and find a Kurtz first Bowman. It's a paper, so when it comes to like market price and things like that, it's not a super valuable card, but I have a Nick Kurtz first Bowman. So like
Yeah.
that's cool to me. So that's one of the things I love about Bowman. I keep all my Bowman. I put it away in a box and I'll go back
And I
and
never look at it ever
and I never
again.
look at it ever again. It just sits in a box. But no, it's one of my favorite things about the hobby is going back through, finding old cards that I had put away, 6 months ago, 8 months
Yeah.
ago, 10 months ago, and now this player's, starting to get some steam behind him or something like that. That's why I really love Bowman.
Well, that's what I
Uh,
said to you earlier too. It was like, I was going through and I'm like, you were telling me how you, for some reason, enjoy the White Sox, which is crazy behavior. But like you like the prospects, and I was like, wait, I got a card for you, and a little Colson Montgomery Bowman card right here
Yeah.
with an autograph on it
Yep.
for him, like. And they're like I love if you look at the back of these cards, they're just to say really quick, it's like what's great is that they do the Bowman briefing on the back of
Yeah.
these, and you get the whole entire resume, like what they've done, how well they've done, like what prospect ranking they are and stuff, what their skill set is. So it kind of breaks down, he's the fastest guy on earth, blah 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 blah. And then up close, like, is like a kind of little personal touch thing. Like Colson Montgomery was 2 years younger than all the guys he was playing against in the 2022 league, and he was hitting better than all of them. So it's kind of a cool little thing, gives you a little insight on the player and whatnot. Um, and then it gives you obviously their statistics and stuff, what year they were drafted, what round, so on and so forth. Um, it's just a cool product. It's a great product. I think probably my favorite Bowman card that I own is back to the Tony Blanco Jr. is I have a black refractor first Bowman of his, which is numbered to 10.
That's
Um,
that's
yeah.
where it's
So
at.
yeah, and it's just like it's a sick card. It's just a really, really cool looking card. And it's
Yeah.
like it's even better knowing that this is like this guy's first Bowman card. And then, hopefully he has a great career. And I have one of his highly sought after or highly chased cards
Yep.
in my collection. Yeah.
Like one of Mike Trout's biggest chase cards is his first Bowman auto.
Yeah.
Like that's one of his highest selling cards. And if you look, you go through, like, think about, like, who wouldn't want to have an Aaron Judge first Bowman?
Right. It's his first
Like,
professional card, his first card in his first in a Yankee uniform, Because I think
right.
what was
So
it, 2013 was his Bowman card?
I thought 2014. The lowest I have of his, I have a 2015 prospect card of his. And I believe that was his second year. I actually think I have it right here.
Well, I have the internet. Aaron Judge's first Bowman was
Is it 14?
2013. I was right. You were wrong.
Damn it.
Yeah. Sucks to suck, dude. Just get your
Yeah.
shit together. Do better. Do research. Like,
I know. I really should.
for what it's worth, TJ pretty much writes all the episodes, and I'm just a color commentator here. I just kind of come in and I'm saying whatever the fuck I want. I'll pick like three things and I'll go, I'll talk about these and I'll just riff off of you, bud. And he's like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Ron.
Arson
I mean,
Judge.
it's a paper, but I don't even know where I got it from, and I've been on the fence about grading it, and now I'm really pissed off with PSA. So I don't want to send it in for grading, but I really feel like
I
I
mean,
feel like I feel like I got myself a winner here, but we'll talk about PSA on a future episode.
that's going to be another whole
Like,
podcast episode,
yeah,
who
yeah,
to
but
grade with or who you want to grade with. It's more about what I say about grading is like, look, if you want to grade something, grade it. It doesn't make sense to grade 101s because it's the only one that exists. But if you want to hermetically seal something and protect it, I totally understand that and respect it. But I didn't mean to rhyme there like Dr. Seuss, but it happened. But when it comes to grading, I'm just going to say one thing is that do your research on what the company is actually doing and how they're actually doing it. And go and do research on that and go with what you like. It doesn't matter. Like we could sit here and lament over it all day long in terms of grading things and being like, oh, well, SGC cards aren't as good as PSA cards. And it's like, motherfuckers, SGC is owned by PSA. So what difference does it make now at this point? PSA also owns Beckett now. So is it like, does it matter? No, it doesn't. Buy the case that you want if you're going to seal something and grade it. I don't care personally, and I think it's stupid that people go, well, PSA cards are worth more than Beckett 10s. PSA 10s are more than Beckett 10s. Why? Why? A 10 is a 10 is a 10 all day. You know what I mean? Like, so that's a conversation for another point in time, but I will say that, like buy the one that you think is going to lend to the best eye appeal of that card, in my opinion.
yeah.
I mean, even Tag has some good stuff.
I am not going to say anything about grading. I will save that for a future episode, but we will
I did
definitely
just tear into
delve.
that a little bit.
We will delve into that topic for
I
sure.
think that's called a not foreshadowing, but that's a what do they call that? like when you want to get somebody to kind of be like invested in when they're going to talk about something next. It's like just giving you a little taste of the medicine. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like the grading episode's a little whiles off. I mean,
probably.
we could, we could drop one this week, but I feel like we have so much more to talk about instead of just grading.
I agree. Here, how about this? What does anybody want us to talk about? We know we ask for questions and comments, and please, feedback is always welcome, whether it's good or bad or indifferent. I don't give a shit. I don't know any of you personally that are out there watching this. And if I do, great. You will tell me to my face how you feel about things. It's not to say I don't like our viewers or anything like that. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I'm doing this because I love it and I enjoy it and I get to shoot the shit with my friend and we talk about what we enjoy in the hobby. But I want to hear from you guys too, because I want to be able to kind of communicate back and be able to talk about something that maybe you want to hear about in an episode or questions that you might have. And I know we have a couple questions lined up, which is coming up in a
Yeah,
future episode.
so you have our baseball fact of the day.
Oh shit, no, I don't.
Come on, man.
I know. See, I told you I didn't
God.
do my research. Actually, that's really easy. Uh,
Well, while DJ looks for his baseball fact of the day, I'll let everybody know that we got some viewer questions, which I'm super pumped about. We got some really fantastic questions. So we're probably going to drop a short this week, about maybe 15 minutes. We'll keep it to, and we'll answer some viewer questions. So if you've gotten this far in the episode, I don't even know how much time we're into it. We got to be close to 50 minutes.
we're
We got to
probably
be
about
closing
an
in on an
hour.
hour.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody's made it this far, but please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Shoot us an email. The Instagram. I had planned on getting it up this weekend. My heating system at my house went completely down. So I've been focused on that all weekend and getting that fixed. But I promise you, this week the Instagram is coming. I'll have some clips on there. I'll have some more information on there. But email us is it's citylightssc42@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Uh, so email us, leave us comments. You can DM me on Instagram. It's just City Lights Sports Cards. Uh, I'm not that hard to find. You can
Yeah.
find me. I'm around. You can find me on Reddit, Monetary Lapse.
You
Uh,
live in a basement. You're not that hard to
yeah, I
find.
mean, and yeah, if I'm not running away from my kids, I'm here in the basement. Um, so yeah, if you have any questions, we'd absolutely love to hear them. DJ, what's the baseball fact of the day? Let's wrap it up here.
Today is January 19th as we record this episode. In 2013, there's a Hall of Fame baseball player, probably arguably one of the greatest baseball players of all time, who unfortunately passed away. That person played for the St. Louis Cardinals. Do you have any guesses? Okay, you get 3 seconds.
I don't.
Stan Musial.
Dan, Dan the man.
Stan the Man Musial passed away January 19th, 2013. Um, I don't know what he died from. I could look that up, but that would mean doing research.
R.I.P. to our three-time MVP,
I
Stan
mean,
Musial.
yeah, he came one home run short of winning the Triple Crown in 1948, I want to say. If I had to pull some random fact out of my ass head, that would be the one that I can hit people with. Yeah.
I have a super awesome card of his that's out of 15. It's a 1909 back, uh, tops 206, 2024. It's a awesome short print. I absolutely love that card.
Yeah,
I
that's
tried to
sick.
trade it like 100 times, and nobody for whatever reason wants it. I don't get it. I think it's a super cool card. Um, maybe my comps are a little too high on it.
Might be the
But
case.
I've grown to really love that card, and I think that that's something that I'm going to hang on to.
He was 92 years old, natural causes when he died. Also, Earl Weaver died the same day, another Hall of Famer.
92.
Yeah. I can only hope to live to 92. I want to live to
Yeah,
100, but that's a whole entire story for another day.
yeah,
I gotta
exactly.
stop drinking fucking full glasses of sake on a regular
We
basis.
we just don't have the time anymore. We got to go.
Yeah,
We gotta turn it down.
it's game over, man.
I know, I know. All right, so everybody, if you stayed with us this long and listened to our Bowman rambling, we wanted to make this episode really short, 20 minutes, and clearly we did not hit that. I think we're probably encroaching on an hour at this point. Um, but thank you for tuning in. And like I said, if you have any comments, drop them below. If you have any questions or anything like that, you want to email us. Send us hate mail, anything that's totally fine. It's citylightssc42 at gmail.com. I will absolutely answer. And that's all I got for TJ. For this is the City Lights Sports Card Podcast.
Oh, for DJ, this is the City Lights Sports Card Podcast. That's all I got too. Ask about anything you see in the background there too. I could always tell you about the baseballs that are up in the back, bats, posters, bands. We kind of we don't discriminate. But yeah,
What is it called? The Jack of all, King of nothing, or something like that.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that
King
works.
of Pain, The Police, great song.
Great song. Great, really great song.
All right, catch y'all later. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.